And we are live. I'm so happy to have with us today Sara Harper, our instructor. Welcome, Sara.
Oh, thank you, Ale. Thank you, Terry.
Well,
And I'm introducing Terry, our super assistant from the Jin Shin Jyutsu office. I'm so glad to have Terry as my co-host today. Welcome, Terry. Good to have you joining us.
oh, thank you, Ali.
So I'm just tweaking the video so we can be a little larger. Yes, perfect. Sara, what do you have in store for us today with your huge heart? And welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad to have you this moment with all of you. Today, I really wanted to focus on Mary's main central self-help exercise and out of the self-help books. And for any of you who are not familiar with Jin Shin Jyutsu, there's a book called Touch of Healing that you can purchase from the Jin Shin Jyutsu office. It has this main central in it. And really the source of where we are getting all of this information from is Mary Burmeister's 3 self-help books. So there's a self-help book 1, self-help book 2, and self-help book 3. And this is the creme of Mary's work. And this is what we are sharing through our practice of the self-help. And if you have not had a chance to venture through these books, by all means, they're a wonderful resource, and you can get them at the Jin Shin Jyutsu office through the website, or call Jody or Terry while they are there during their office hours. It's a lovely publication to have and support you. And then this webinar, I'm wanting to show the self-help main central. There are places where we're going to be touching on the face and head. If you have not, make sure you wash your hands before starting this exercise. If you do not want to touch your face or hands, you can follow along the whole time with your fingertips into palm center, And so we will start going through this main central vertical universal harmonizing energy. So we can start with the slideshow and jump right in.
Okay, Terry's going to assist you. And I'm here. You won't be seeing me, but I'm here in case you need me. Enjoy, everyone.
Thank you. So, Jin Shin Jyutsu. Jin is man. It's our art of knowing, compassion, and Shin is the creator. The creator's art personally for myself. It's an art of getting to know and help myself. So Mary gave us this beautiful way of helping ourselves. And Terry, you can click to the next one. The main central vertical universal harmonizing energy flow. And Mary called this our source, our connection to the source. And then Terry, the next slide. And this is our source of life. It's what connects heaven and earth in the body. This is our flow that we will be using. And let's go right away to the next slide. Mary used to say that this flow, we are as in harmonious or out of rhythm as the energy supply from this source. This is our present state of being. And so we're going to utilize this flow, and let's go to the next slide, and we'll start in with the core of it, which is, and one more, Terry. Exhale, drop your shoulders, exhaling all the way. Terry, you can click to the next one. And then we'll drop our shoulders, palms into center. And all of these will be done with the exhale and the inhale. So exhaling down the front of the body, receiving, inhaling up the back. And then let's go to the next slide. And so if you don't want to be touching your hands, you can utilize, I'm going to adjust my screen for just a moment and show, and Terry, if you would click on this big, you can put your fingertips palm center into palm center as a way of utilizing this. If you don't want to be touching your face or head, here's a way that you can follow along with this right now, just by placing your hands fingertip. And then the next slide shows my daughter holding this as an example. So we can go to the slide and you can see it's a very simple activity of holding palm center into palm center while utilizing your exhale and your inhale. Dropping your shoulders. And for those of you who are ready to participate in the Self-Help Main Central, let's click to the next slide. You can take your right hand and place it on top of the head. You can take your left hand and place it in between on the forehead, as the examples show here in the pictures. So your right hand on top of the head, your left hand in between the eyebrows. And this one is such a good one for memory, getting your focus. And this whole flow is incredibly good for the immune system and getting yourself centered, getting yourself back to your core, which is so important right now as we're going through all of these exciting times emotionally and riding all the waves. This is a really good way to give ourselves support to connect back to the source. And then we're going to go to the next slide. Actually, and as you do each one of these, I want everybody exhaling, letting go down the front of the body, receiving, inhaling up the back. See if you can feel the connection. My favorite line of Mary's for this was unencumbered communion with the Creator. So that we have our moment to just really be present. And experience the unencumbered communion with each other and with the Creator. And so we can just gently hold, exhale, drop your shoulders. And another alternative, if you don't want to have your hands on your head, you can also use the notch for any of the ones on the face. You could use the notch. And Terry, you had a great suggestion as well for people.
Yeah, Sarah. So for those of you that don't want to touch the face, you can always go off the body. You can start here or at the back of your head and then just a couple of inches away from each position.
And so that's another possibility. As we were talking and discussing the slides this morning, Terry mentioned, and I think it's really important to think about. So then the next slide, we're going to go to the tip of the nose. This helps all the superficial body energy, circulation in the body. This also helps with all reproductive functions in the body. So you can cup the fingers and hold at the tip of the nose. Then again, we're utilizing each of these steps with our exhale, our inhale, dropping the shoulders. Let's go to the next slide. It's just our moment to exhale and inhale. See if you can track that breath all the way out. Let it go, let it go. And to the place where that next breath comes in without effort. Mary used to say the space between the exhale and inhale is where life is. Let that empty space fill your heart. As you drop your shoulders, exhale, let go, and receive all the gifts that next breath has for you in this given moment. And then we'll go to the next slide. And I'm going to demo this. You may want to put me on big screen now, Terry, so I can show this. And there's, for this one, we're going to put our index finger on the upper lip. Middle, ring, and little are going to go on the chin. And you can, again, close your eyes, exhale. Inhaling, feeling all the gifts this breath has in this moment right now. Mary added this for me after a very traumatic accident I was in, and this really helped me with speech. It helped me with clear thinking and helped me to coordinate what was in my brain to my tongue so that I could speak again in a more consistent and even way. Helps us to connect deeply with our breath. And so we can go back to the slide. Just feel this for a moment as you exhale and inhale. Feel the connection. And then the next step, Mary would go to the little area right here at the notch. And you can go one more slide, Terry. Right here at the little sternal notch, this helps with thyroid, the parathyroid, calcium intake. Really good for the immune system. This whole flow is good for the immune system. And right now, that's what we all need to be focusing on, is how to help and build our immune system, how to calm ourselves. And so this whole main central, I utilize this every morning and every evening. This is what I wake up with. This is what I go to bed with. For me, the main central is our source of life. It's our connection. It's our unencumbered communion with the Creator. And I love it that so many people are connecting and playing and holding the main central. And then let's just go to the next slide for a moment, remembering. And then, so the next step, Mary would have me take my fingers a finger breadth apart, and she would have me place it on the sternum. It's right where the intercostals attach at the sternum, and she would have me separate my fingers, still holding the right hand on the top of the head, left hand in between each at the sternum. And Terry, you may want to pop that on a big screen so people can see me holding that for just a moment. Yeah, thank you. And here, I'll tilt this just a little bit so you can see. But she would take her fingers a finger breadth apart and get right there on the sternum. Again, dropping the shoulders, exhaling. Thank you. And then let's just take a moment to exhale. Let go down the front. Inhale, receiving up the back. And Terry, we're going to jump now 2 slides because I did the exhale and the inhale. Let's go to our next slide that shows the sternum. And we're going to go to the base of the sternum, or the pit of the stomach. And this helps all, you know, again, revitalizes our source of life, helps all ascending and descending energy in the body, helps us to connect waist up with waist down, heaven and earth in the body. You think about this as our solar plexus. There's so many things going through here. And we've got our diaphragm, liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen. This is our source. Helps revitalize that source as we connect and hold these two. If your right hand is getting tired, holding the top of your head, you can also use the notch as the top of the head. At one point when my mom could not reach the top of her head, Mary had her utilize the notch instead. But if you're able, here's the flow. And again, I showed all these slides because for me, I do this lying down. I do this whole flow lying down, let gravity have me. And I prop a pillow underneath my arm. I prop another pillow so that I'm in a really comfortable positioning. Sometimes I fall asleep holding these flows. Sometimes I'll utilize them throughout the day, even just one place of the main central. Sometimes Mary also, as a quickie, she'd say you could utilize your fingers a finger breadth apart and just hold here at the sternum. Another way that you could do just the whole self-help if you were not able to walk through all the steps. So then the next slide and the next step, we're going to have the left hand go to the pubic bone. And this helps revitalize, again, our source of life energy, helps in strengthening the spine. And again, dropping your shoulders, exhaling all the way, let it go. Feel yourself connecting from heaven to earth. Mary, my favorite line of Mary's on this was from the farthest reaches of heaven to the farthest reaches of earth. Let the breath breathe you. And then on our next slide, the hand that was on top of the head is then going to move to the coccyx or tailbone area. And this helps to bring, again, circulation into the feet. It helps revitalize our source of energy in the body, source of life energy. So then we're holding the pubic bone and the coccyx. And Terry, we can go to the next slide. Let's exhale, let go. Let that breath, see if you can feel it, flowing down the front of the body from the farthest reaches of heaven. Let that breath go. Exhale, unload all the attitudes, all the dirt, dust, and greasy grime. And then receive, inhale, all the cosmic abundance of this breath in this moment right now. Let yourself feel the space, feel the silence. Be the dropping of the shoulders, be the inner smile. Terry, on the next slide, I have that quote from Mary. Exhale, let go, let God. Inhale, receive the cosmic abundance from the farthest reaches of heaven to the farthest reaches of earth. Let the breath breathe you. One time in class, Mary said, exhale and inhale like you breathe for the whole planet. And look at us connecting the whole planet right now in breath. What an incredible gift. This flow is an amazing tool to help us connect. It's an amazing way that we can let go of any of the attitudes that are burdening us and get back to our flow. our source of life, our connection, our unencumbered communion with the Creator. And I'm going to go back to once more. We could also just do palm center into palm center. Drop your shoulders, exhale. See if you can feel the deep connection with your breath as you hold and palm center to palm center. And I think there's one last slide. And I would just love to say, when I was in college one time, I went to have a session with Mary. And she really got after me about breath. And she said, exhale, let it go. Really focus on letting go. Exhaling and be the breath I am. And look at how important it is, especially right now, to exhale and be present with your breath, be present with yourself, be present and connect with others. My heart goes out to all of you, and I so appreciate and thank you for spending this few minutes with me doing the main central. It's such a gift. I feel so blessed that we got to study with Mary Burmeister and learn these incredible ways of being. Okay. I think that's all I got.
So thank you so much for walking us through the main central today. And we hope you enjoyed it. For those of you who are just remembering it from previous experiences in classes or reading our books, it's an honor for us to have you here, all of us together as one once again. The replay of this video is going to be available on YouTube in a few minutes. And Sara, anything else you would like to say?
Today came out of the self-help book 1. And really, it's page 15. If you haven't had a chance to get these books, Mary's, has them, and they're amazing. And so, literally, I took pictures of my daughter and her friend holding all the places. But if you haven't gotten them, please do. I think they're amazing, and I think most of you have gotten a touch of healing already. They're a great way to help. To show how to help ourselves during this tremendous time of need, and to be able to have that as a resource. I mean, this is just an amazing way. So, thank you, and again,
thank you.
If anybody has any questions, I'm going to be doing this again as a Zoom presentation if you want to ask questions, or if you want to come in and all of that. I'll be posting something about that so that you can connect or ask your questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all. And see you tomorrow at the same time here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Sara.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Sarah. Good job.